Because the sauce will have you, you will be exhausted, but the sauce will give you what you need to
to
do
show
what you have
up,
to do.
to do
And
what you
preach
have to
with
do.
power. It was good. Anointed.
And
Didn't
I
even
was
cheat us.
girl. And I was
Full. She done gave us word study and everything. I
like,
said, you gotta preach up in here, and she done preach, teach, and everything. And but that's the
that's
sauce.
the sauce.
That even when you done people, because maybe I'm introvert, extrovert. Don't
Yeah.
get me
Mm-hmm.
wrong. I
Mm-hmm.
do, but when I reach my people quota,
We reach it. Yeah, I'm the same way. We reach it.
when I reach my people quota, like
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the house.
Yeah.
I'm in the house.
Yeah.
Because I like my peace. I like
Yes.
my quiet. I like the space, the atmosphere that I've created in my home. And that's the other sauce. Because
Yeah.
folks try to bottle up your sauce of what you I've had people be like, come to my house, because very rarely do I let people in my house, but you come to my
Uh-huh.
house, you
Uh-huh.
blessed. First of all, you
Uh-huh.
blessed. Because we
Uh,
don't do that.
that part.
But when we on the cake, they don't want to leave. They were like, "What is it?
Yes.
What
Yes.
what is it's
Yes.
called peace." I
Yes.
cultivate an
Hello.
atmosphere of peace like that. People don't want to
That
leave,
want to
that
leave.
they don't
Don't
want to leave, and they
want
want to take
to.
it with them. And you can take what you can, but
Right.
you can cultivate this at your own home in your own space. Because it's comfortable here. I like my peace, and it's not just quiet, but literal peace,
Peace.
because God dwells here.
The
I don't have
shalom
to,
of
that
God.
doesn't mean
Yes.
that I still don't feel emotions and go through what
Right.
I do. That has nothing to do with the fact that that's what
Nope.
helps me from going crazy. That's what
Hello.
helps me hold on and not give up when I want to, because that's the sauce.
Correct.
I worship in my house.
Yes.
I'm gonna pray in my house. We
Yes.
gonna keep coming in the honey in the yellow shirt if I got to. We gonna do
If
what
I,
we got to do up and down them stairs, everywhere,
whatever.
even in the garage.
Everywhere.
It's here
Everywhere.
because it's part of the sauce. But your sauce is not my sauce. But I enjoy. So when I reach my people, I enjoy being home.
Yeah.
Yeah, do I
Listen.
want to get out? And I get out.
Mm-hmm. But
But
I come
once I've
home.
reached,
I come home and I'm
I'm coming home.
okay.
Oh, you coming out tomorrow?
No.
Baby, I done
Mm,
people for hours and hours. What the girl say? Hours and hours and hours.
girl,
I done people.
listen. Even on my job, I'm in my office with the door shut. They people out there. I stay in my bubble. I tell them I keep my Indian tail in my teepee.
Yeah.
And when they come in, but even my boss, he comes and sits in my chair in my office and says,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's peaceful. I've cultivated an atmosphere.
Yes.
And those who can't deal with that, when they come in, they get right back out.
They do the same thing as
Everybody can stay
it's
here.
the same thing as share office. They come in there just want to sit in the
Just
office.
gonna sit
And she
down.
like, you all right? I
Yeah,
just
yes.
I just need to
I
sit
just
and
need
shit.
to
Okay.
sit.
And they just sit. And
Just
she's
sit.
like, okay. And she go right back to working.
Yeah,
And they'll get up and they should be, you got what you need? Yes, I feel so
yeah.
much okay. Because it's when you're a glory carrier,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that's part of the sauce of I can't say that non-black women don't have it, but I know
Mm-hmm.
that
That's true.
there is there's a pattern that
Yes.
I've noticed, that we just know how to cultivate these atmospheres and these spaces.
Correct.
That
Correct.
I am walking peace, and my goal is to be walking peace. So wherever I go, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
impacted too much. Let me say that because
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
being realistic, too much by the
Mm-hmm.
chaos around me. I
Yes.
just can't have it, because otherwise, the reality is I wouldn't set foot outside my house if I did.
Right.
But the
Right.
reality is we have to
Right.
engage with life and people. And
Mm-hmm.
because of that, it's like, okay, so the beautiful part of being a black woman, and the things that we've been taught and handed down,
Mm-hmm.
I think that you can take the good and the bad. You take
Mm-hmm.
what you deem is necessary for
For
you.
you.
I think that
Mhm.
some of the recipes of life, not just
Yes.
kitchen,
Yes.
but the recipes of life that were handed down and things that we saw and how they handled things made it
Mm-hmm.
easier for us. I think that what I
Mm-hmm.
would
Mm-hmm.
love is to understand better about the relationship with God
Yeah.
more, rather than just all this serving, but understanding that aspect of what that really did, instead of having to figure it out on my own and really have more conversations about that. And I think that was what blessed me, was I got to sit and spend just time with my grandmother. That's what we talk about.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she just, one of the last things she said, son, she just, and I hear it when I'm ready to give up. I hear her say, Tom, stick with God.
Mm.
No
Mm-hmm.
matter
Yeah.
what. I
Yep.
hear her say,
Yeah.
stick with God. No matter what you go through, how bad it get, you promise me you stick with God.
Yeah.
And when I tell you I'll be at that breaking point, when I'm just like,
I
ah,
got. Yep. I gotta
I
stick
hear
with God.
I'm
Yeah,
telling you, I
grandma.
can see.
Listen.
I'm sitting on the love seat, on the sofa, not the love seat, and she's sitting in her chair, and I'm sitting right here. Billy Graham, not was it Billy Graham on? Not Billy Graham. Anyway, one of them. She flipping through. She was
Uh
flipping through
huh.
her shows.
Jimmy Swagger and Billy
Jim
Graham,
Swag.
honey. Jimmy Swagger. That was me and my girl. That's us, honey.
She would,
Jimmy Swagger.
but yes. And them old crusades. It was the old
Yes.
crusades, them
Yes.
old 10
Old ones.
crusades,
Some
and them
old.
old hymns. And we were talking, and she said, you stick with God.
Yeah.
No matter what, she said, you stick with God. I know how hard it is, but she said, you stick with God. No matter
Yeah.
what, you stick with God. And I hear her. I
Yeah.
hear that conversation, and that conversation comes back, um and we would have them all the time. We would talk
Mm-hmm.
about the
Mm-hmm.
word, and she would tell me things about scripture and just those moments, and they would come back, and I think that, we needed more of that growing up that we didn't get.
Yes.
But at the same time, she didn't have time to do that because she
Right.
was raising
Raising kids.
grandkids and great grand and great
Yeah.
nephews
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
great,
Yeah. Yeah.
nieces and this, that, the third, and still being a homemaker. And I'm saying, all this different stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like my grandmother cooked with her hands until she couldn't no more, like old
Right.
school cooking, old school, like, and so I think that for me, those recipes of life like that, those
Yes.
conversations, like with Auntie Sheila, missing those conversations with her,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just put your sauce. That's literally what
Yeah.
she would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Put
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
flavor
Sauce
on
on
it, Ton. She would say,
it.
Latanya, put your flavor on it.
Yeah.
You know
Yep.
what I mean?
And
That's why
these are the
I said
things
what I
that
said
we
at her
have
service,
to,
because
these are the things that we have to make sure that we are sharing with the
yes,
generation below us. My
yes,
grandmother would tell me, oh, baby, you always serve God.
yeah,
My grandmother preached, serve. I don't care what you do, you serve God first.
serve.
She was gonna go to church and then go to the bar and go party, but she gonna serve God first. So that's what I did coming in. That's what we did. We went to church, we served, and then we went to the bar. There was an afternoon service. We went to the church, we served in the afternoon, then we went to the bar. We served God first,
Yeah,
no
yeah,
matter what. And when things would get crazy, you just serve God. You just
yeah,
serve God.
yeah,
He'll take care of everything else. Serve God.
yeah,
you
yeah,
know and but these are the things, these are the nuggets, this is the wisdom that these new generations, we are now the aunties.
yeah,
I just realized I was an OG. I just found that out. I
yeah.
just found out I was an elder. I saw something said you were elder but born between 60 something and 79. I said 79. How 79 become an elder? 1979.
Yeah, I know. I'm
I'm like,
like,
what? I'm 70.
fix it, Black G.
What?
What?
I was like, what?
I'm gonna be an auntie. I'm gonna be a fine one.
Shirley. So
Mm.
what girl? What I pulled up to women sidebar. I
It's
don't make
That's the
so
sauce. That's the sauce. And I think that
oh,
we think that part of why especially Black women look the way we do, because when you take care of yourself, not just physical, you don't we don't run ourselves into the ground. While we do make it
mm,
work,
Mm.
There's part of the sauce that don't allow us to run ourselves in the ground so bad that we don't, we're not preserved.
Right.
We're
Because
preserved
we
in a
care about the way
way
we
that,
look.
yeah, like we preserved in a way that we don't look like what we've been through. I don't look like I'm going through what I'm going through right now.
Right. Not at all. And that's what when folk look at me, we're like stage 4 cancer.
Right.
Uh,
Where?
what?
Right.
Even on the cruise, I had to tell the young fella. He said, "Can I say stage 4?" I said, "Oh, absolutely, darling." I said, "Because people need to understand what God can do. People need to see a representation of
Correct.
what God can do with someone who was given a stage 4 cancer diagnosis
Yeah.
5 years ago, and see a representation that they're not shriveling up, they're not dead. They need
Correct.
another
It's not a
represent.
death
They
sentence.
need another representation in their mind. They
Right.
need another image in their mind of what someone looks like when they have been diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah.
I'm not
And
looking
understand that
dead,
it's not
shriveled
a
up
death
and dyed.
sentence.
My eyes ain't sinking in my head, baby. I'm still plump and fluffy, honey.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
They need another representation.
Uh-huh. Yeah. They need to know that, guess what? It's not a death sentence.
It just, and that's what I
Everything
told
that
them.
we
This is
go through
everything not a
isn't,
death sentence.
it's not a death sentence,
It's
right?
not a
Like,
death sentence. It
I
doesn't
don't
have
care if
to
it's
be. It
cancer.
does not have to be.
No.
For some it will be, but it
Yes.
doesn't have to be for all.
Yeah.
And how you steward your mindset, how you steward your faith
Yes.
and your belief system, how you steward the words that come out of your mouth concerning what it is you're dealing with and going through, all will play a key part in the type of result that you get.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because life and death are in the power of the tongue.
Yeah. I think it's so easy to speak what you feel. It's
Yes.
easy to speak what you see around you and
Mhm.
regurgitate.
Yes.
That's also why it's important to make sure you be careful what you see. You don't
Hmm.
always speak what you don't always speak it. It's like Tudor Bismarck did something many years ago. I rewatch it every now and then called the I Am Factor. And in it, he
Hmm.
said, you're not supposed to tell the truth. And
Hmm.
so while I feel this way, I allow myself to feel what I feel so I don't stay here because for the
Yes.
longest time I buried how I felt.
Yes.
I didn't allow myself to feel. So that's part of my grief. That's just part of my
Yes.
healing process
Same
because
here.
I didn't allow myself to feel. First of all, I didn't have time. I don't have time to
Same.
feel nothing. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that.
Correct.
And in burying all of those feel like literally like all of those feelings and different things, um, it just became weight
Yes.
and different things, right?
Yes. Yes.
And so you have to make sure that you're surrounded by, you got to have a success team, whatever you want to call it, but you got to have people around you that's speaking the same thing that
Correct.
won't let you say certain things, right?
Yes.
And when you
Yes.
start saying it, they correct you in love in the right way and compassion to say, hey, I know you feeling down right now, but I'm gonna lift you up. I'm not letting you say that. Like, are we
Hmm.
gonna uproot
Hmm.
that word seed and
Yeah.
come up
Yeah.
with something
Yeah.
else?
Yeah.
Because it's easy to say what you feel, especially when the weight of those emotions and the weight of the situation. It's hard not to say it. It's really
Right.
hard, and
It's hard.
it
It is
becomes
hard.
aggressive to the point that you feel like you're suffocating. So it's like if I
Yes.
don't say it, if I don't say something, I'm gonna suffocate, right?
Hmm.
And so it's important that you have people around you. That's why I'm
It
saying
is.
you got to have people of like-minded
It
faith,
is.
not
It is.
just
It
they
is.
believe. They got to be on your faith level. If they not on your
They
faith
do.
level, it's
They
not no
do.
shade to them, but they not benefiting you because
No.
all they're doing is pulling you down. That's more
That's
weight.
it.
And when
Unless
you're going through,
unless you know.
you can't have that weight. You got it comes a point where you got to be like, you got to be where you are
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
I gotta, you know what I mean? Like, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you got to be able to tell people, I don't have the capacity in my
Listen.
life right now for where you are and what you have going on.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not a stab, but it's I got to put me first and where I am and what
Correct.
I like the capacity. I don't have the capacity right now to take you on.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, And at
Yes,
this
yes,
time in my life, I need people who are at the same level of their faith and in their word that I'm on.
correct,
And
correct.
when you get up to the meat, and I ain't talking about just a little bit of meat, I'm talking about strong meat,
Strong meat, where you got the
very
true,
little
true,
fat. I'm
true
talking
food.
about one of them $500 marble steaks,
Yes,
strong meat of the word. Come holler at me.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I can't come down from.
Mm-mm.
It's like when he was
I
building the
had,
wall, Nehemiah said, I can't come
I can't
down.
come down from here.
I
So
can't
you
come
can deal
down
with
from
that.
where I am because
For that,
I can't.
I cannot.
It's not going to
Um,
help me. And
no,
that's the important part of when you're going through anything. I don't care if it's a health challenge, a financial challenge, something in your relationships, whatever, wherever you are in your life, you are especially, and I'm telling you right now, especially if you are at a point where you crashing out.
yes, yes. You
Shut
better
up.
be careful who you talking to.
Shut up talking. I talk to the same people.
Hmm.
The same people.
Yeah,
When
you have
people are like,
to.
oh, I didn't know, you weren't supposed to.
We're supposed to
You're not in the circle.
listen, and you got to be
And
careful
if
when
you get
somebody's
put out
faith
the
comes
circle,
into
I don't know what
you.
to tell you. Well, I didn't know that you
You
over
didn't
there.
have
You
to.
want to know why? You didn't maintain your place in the circle.
That's all.
It's not my job to help you mature. I can't help you
Help
mature
you
in the
with
word.
that. I can't help you with
I
that.
can't help you
I can't do it
right
for
now
you.
because I got to help me.
Yeah, I can't do it for you either.
Right.
I can't do this for you. When
You can be in faith with me, but you can't have faith for me. There's no
for me,
faith is not a replacement. You can't there's
no,
no
no,
such thing.
no,
There's no
no,
plus one in heaven.
not at all, not at all.
There is no plus one.
When I was going through all that stuff with the first diagnosis of cancer and all that, I was very specific in who I told initially, and even then, I I had people around me whose faith level was not where mine was because God told me to allow them to see what the type of faith level that they needed.
Eat it. Mm-hmm.
So it
Mm-hmm.
was an assignment that God had given me.
Right.
Okay. I was very clear about that. So when we would gather and meet for anything, I was the one praying. They was like, how is it? Oh my God, how is it that you're the one going through and you're praying for us? Because y'all need it.
Correct.
I don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can't pray for me. You
Correct.
can't, baby. You can't. I have to pray for you.
Correct.
So I did. And
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, I still had someone who was praying for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I still had someone who was on the same faith level I was on.
Mm-hmm.
And even before I would share certain things with my family, I was very selective on what I told them.
We
And
have to
when
remember
you gotta know,
that when Jesus stole away, he still only took three.
he only took three. And he told them, wait right here. I need to go a little further.
So they only went, even with the three that he brought with him, they still could only go so far.
So far.
You got to
So
understand that,
far.
and this is what we're talking about on that faith part of being a black woman. That you know, part of the sauce is knowing,
You gotta know. You have to know.
and
You
that's
have to
just
also, and you gotta know what to cut off because when people would say
and when.
certain things, oh, um, I heard you were sick, and I would say, sick. The devil is a lie. Decree and dead see to the word that came out of your mouth. I may have been diagnosed with cancer, but I'm not sick.
Correct. I don't own diagnosis. I have a diagnosis, but
I
I don't
have a
own it.
diagnosis. That's
I'm
it.
very clear about that. Even when I go pick up my prescriptions, when I go see my doctor, everybody know. Don't come over here talking about you have. I don't have nothing. I have a
I
diagnosis,
don't
but
have
I'm not owning
nothing.
anything. Oh, I
I don't
see
have
that
nothing.
you're da 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 da. No, I'm not. I have a diagnosis. I don't own that.
Mm-mm, not at
And
all.
this is
And my
why we
doctors
in
know.
reverse. That's why this thing is being reversed, and we figuring out what's really going on because this don't match this. So even though that's what the diagnosis is, nothing else adds up to why that diagnosis is there in the first place.
in the
So we're
first
not
place.
owning it. I don't own a
I don't
diagnosis.
own
I
it.
do my part, and
Mm-mm,
that's part
mm-mm.
of it, right? And you have to have people around you who are saying the same things. Now,
Yes,
eventually, if you keep coming in here with that same foolishness, I'm gonna go to my doctor and say, "Don't let that nut come in here no more." And I mean what
surely,
I say,
surely,
because they're not speaking the
surely.
same thing, and I'm not doing this no more, right?
Right.
Because again, advocating for yourself, and it is what it is, but that it's important. Like I don't care if it's spiritually, physically, mentally,
Whatever
whatever.
it
You
is.
gotta have people that are gonna speak the same thing, or speak high at a higher level.
Yes. Yes.
Because if they can't,
Yes.
you coming down, down, down. If you already
I'm
crashing
not
out,
coming
why
down. I'm not coming. I'm like Nehemiah. I'm not
you're
coming
not
down to
coming
where you
down?
are. You're gonna have to come up to where I am, or
And
you're
if
gonna
that
get
gives you a
left.
nosebleed, that means you're not ready.
You're
And I have a responsibility to make sure that, are you ready at this altitude where I am? Because I recognize that where I am,
yes.
this is not being arrogant, but I recognize that a lot of people, I'm not going to be responsible for you passing out because you can't handle the air up here.
You can't handle. I just had at the dinner on
Wednesday.
Wednesday
Mm-hmm.
when I told was talking about me dying because for the longest time I wouldn't tell people I died. I would say I flatlined.
Mm-hmm.
Not until now do I really say I died 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
Right? One of my family members said, "I didn't know you died," and said to one of my friends, "See, this family has a habit of keeping secrets." I said, "That was no secret. You couldn't have handled hearing that back
No.
then. It was no secret."
You have to use the language that people can handle and
Yeah.
whatever the Lord tells you to say at the time.
Hello. Hello, because it
You
was
couldn't
Holy
handle
Spirit
saying, I
who
died
had
four
me to say. It was Holy Spirit who said, okay, no, no longer will you dummy down what has
times.
happened.
And to be honest, you couldn't handle saying that I died 4 times. I died. What?
And it wasn't
That
even
would
I
have added
couldn't
more to
handle
the
it.
trauma.
Me dying never even entered my mind
Correct.
because from the beginning, I decreed
Yeah,
cancer nor its treatments. I was not going to die from cancer nor its cancer treatments.
correct.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to die from this. Yes, God has already subscribed the day that I'm going to die and close my eyes, but it won't be from cancer nor its treatments.
Correct.
So when it happened, I didn't know what was going on when I was there. The doctor didn't even tell me what was going on. He didn't tell me. And then I later found out because I had stayed in the hospital that week that I was flatlining. And I was like, oh, well, I've done that before. It was like, you've done that before. I said, yeah, after I had my son, I said I would have preeclampsia when I had my son. 2 hours after I delivered him, they said I flatlined and I woke up. My head was down toward the ground. My feet was up in the air. And they were trying to flush oxygen to my brain. Again, me dying never entered my mind.
Right.
Okay. So I was like, oh, yeah. Like, yeah.
Like nothing.
That happened before.
The sauce. The sauce.
The,
The sauce.
and I'm like, so I had that. So when the Holy Spirit and I were having this conversation, I was like, well, Father, was I spiritually doing spiritual bypassing? He was like, no, because you decreed and declared that you were not going to die. Dying was no longer a part of your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So since it wasn't a part of your mindset, it's not a part of your language.
Mm-hmm.
I'm allowing you to now say that this is what happened. And I'm now showing you this is what happened because people need to now know. We're
Mm-hmm.
talking about, you've been talking about the sovereignty of my sovereignty lately. So in this time, people can now know this is what happened.
Yeah. And you can, and
And
there
I
is
was
victory
like,
over death.
oh,
There's victory.
oh. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, because
If we have victory in Jesus and Jesus conquered death, hell, and the grave, why
hello,
can't?
I'm a sign, wonder, and a miracle.
Yeah, absolutely, completely,
I am
all
all
front,
of them.
no
The
lies,
sign, a
documented.
wonder, because even when I was dying, when I kept coding, The doctor never got a chance to shock me with the
No,
defibrillator.
you kept waking up.
Kept waking up, saying I shall live and not die. Shall live and not die. I shall live and not die. And he was like, I've never met anyone like you in my life. I
But
was
see,
thinking you probably won't again.
that's the sauce. Not only is it the sauce, this is the mental fortitude it takes. Because you can't just say it, you got to believe what you say
Gotta believe it.
and walk it out.
You
Because
have
faith
to.
without works is dead.
Again, they
And
go hand in hand.
this is why we're saying the trauma and thing that we of our lived experiences and what we go through, while simultaneously like, okay, I gotta make it. We gotta make it work. We gotta make it happen because your body's still gonna go through what it goes
It's
through,
gonna do what
and
it
that's
do.
gonna contradict what you're saying. But I still got to have that mental fortitude. I got to be strong enough.
Listen, I said it so much that when my mouth couldn't say it or my mind wasn't in the capacity to speak it, my spirit spoke for me.
Yeah, that's and that's what we're talking about. Like that. That's something you can't bottle.
Cannot.
And sometimes it's not even something that you can really even express or explain. You just got to live it. And this is what we're saying about the lived experience of being a Black woman. Yes, we go through trauma
We go through it, but we come
daily,
out on the other side. We come
daily. But
through.
I
It's the thing.
promise you,
Through
choosing the alternative,
is absolutely not a choice. Not a
baby,
choice.
that's not on the menu.
Mm-mm. No, no, no.
That's
No,
like
no,
going to
no.
the Caribbean spot.
And if it is on the menu, we skipping past that.
Uh-huh.
No,
That's like going to
no.
a Caribbean spot and they got the nerve to have corned beef hash and cabbage, and you're gonna
We're
pick
not doing
that
that.
over oxtails and plantain and
No,
ground stew
no,
and
no, no.
curry. What
No,
we
no,
doing?
no. No, no, no. What's going on here?
That's not the right sauce.
No.
Nothing wrong with. There's nothing wrong with corned beef hash, cabbage
Nope.
and rice.
Nope.
That's just on the wrong menu.
That's all. In
It's
the
just
wrong
it's just not the
establishment.
right menu. It's just
Not the
not the
right
right
place for that.
menu.
Not the
Okay.
right place for that.
And so this is what we're talking about. So, sis, thank you for joining me. We're gonna talk again and again and again and again.
Cool.
Yeah, we're gonna keep talking about this secret sauce.
Cha. That can't bottle up.
We can't bottle it up. Never, ever, ever.
Ah,
Never,
look, and this stuff the world didn't give it, and the world can't
can't
take it
take it
away.
away. Absolutely not. I gotta get